First of all, my stance is very clear. Immediate ceasefire is required. I've been saying this for days now. My party's been saying it for days now. The First Minister of Scotland's been very clear about this now. His wife, his family, who are Palestinian, are trapped in southern Gaza right now. And as of yesterday evening, they're not able to communicate because telecommunications and power's been completely shut off. So I'm as anxious as everybody else is here today. Totally understand people being angry and really feeling frightened at the same time. What is happening and what's unfolding is truly, truly worrying for every one of us. Putting the war to one side is utterly appalling that you would block humanitarian aid. At the moment there's roughly 20 UN trucks getting through. There should be more than 200. It's absolutely appalling there's no access to fresh water. My understanding as of today is that the average person in Gaza right now has only got access to about 2 litres of water per day. They need 20. Secondly, in terms of food, there's far too little food getting in and out. And the biggest issue is energy, because there are hospitals where there are families who are bringing in people who are injured critically. There's also people long-term sick who are not having the operations that they need. They're not getting access to the medicines they require. They're not getting the anaesthetics for operations. And then on top of that, in terms of the food crisis, if you don't have energy to fuel the bakeries, to allow production to happen, people will starve. I've never, in my experience in politics, long before I was a Member of Parliament, seen or experienced anything like this. To say I'm appalled, and I've spoke about it this week, I've written about it this week. Westminster has to hang its head in shame. The Labour Party, that's in leader of the opposition, and the Conservative Party have failed completely to call for a ceasefire. That's not going far enough, but at least it's a start. Israel will listen. There are many people in Israel who are also opposed to what's going on as well. So a ceasefire is the bare minimum, and every right and good person, whatever political spectrum they're in, should be calling for that immediate ceasefire so that access can be allowed, so that hostages can be freed, that UK citizens can get out, and that the essential supplies that are needed get in and get in now. All parts of the world. I've travelled a lot in my younger life. I've seen for myself firsthand. I was here just 6 months ago at the 75th commemoration in Nakba. I spoke in Parliament, for example, after coming back from Palestine last autumn. So, but it's not just Palestine, it's been Kashmir, it's been in all different, the Rohingya, for example, who were expelled to Bangladesh, in various parts of the world. And at the moment, I'm not surprised people are so frightened because there's so much conflict in different parts of the world. I'm absolutely with each and every individual here, regardless of tensions, because we are all feeling it, anxious, frightened, and we all need to remember to pray and have thoughts in our hearts that we all have to come together. Collective punishment is against international law, it's against international humanitarian law. If you look at the people who are being killed on a daily basis in Gaza, in the hundreds, they're not soldiers, they're not Hamas terrorists. Hamas is not Palestinians, Palestinians are not Hamas. These are people who are fleeing. They are not, you can't count them as collateral damage. This is indiscriminate, the attacks that are happening. So obviously I'm anxious about that and concerned.